I just got done having my mind blown. So if my mind is blown with what I just experienced, you better hang on to your seats. Let's start with this 34-mile line of sight I had from north to south and check out how it looks. Let me first show you that over the course of 34 miles, there should be approximately 770 feet of curvature. And from one end of the 34 miles here, straight, straight, flat, flat, straight, straight, flat, 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 straight, flat, to the other end of the 34 miles. Where's that 700 feet of curvature? But I haven't even begun. Because this morning I was walking that same beach with a sunrise backlighting what appeared to be buildings in the very distant background. And I thought to myself, no way. Because the angle of those buildings was pointing right to Charleston, South Carolina. And even I, as the person I am, thought, no, couldn't be. Could it? I couldn't possibly be seeing Charleston, South Carolina from 193 miles away, right? I mean, 193 miles away at an observer height of 6 feet would give you 24,000 feet of curvature. That would have to be some pretty nifty refraction. That would have to be refraction showing me a mirage over 4.5 miles tall. I mean, that's some pretty impressive light refraction. Because although blurry, because I didn't have my trusty Nikon camera, when I compared what I was seeing to Charleston and their skyline, and when I literally asked the locals there what that was, they said they didn't know. But it seemed to be there only in the mornings, when the sun is backlighting the buildings so you can see. And when you do an overlay, especially with this building and this building, they seem to match pretty well. And when you add up all the pieces of the puzzle, like literally facing directly at those buildings, and the fact that I was there early in the morning to catch the sunrise backlighting those buildings, and when it matches here, even down to that little tiny hump and that little tiny hump, and the overlay seems to match pretty darn well as well, well then at a certain point you really need to ask yourself if you really live on one of those. But of course, this is all for entertainment purposes. I know I live on one of these, and although it looks different from picture to picture, I don't question that. Because why would they lie? Do you know how big the lie would have to be for them to pull off something like this? And I mean, what would be the purpose of it? It's not like this would make you think that God didn't exist and we just evolved from monkeys from a big bang accident and we're spinning endlessly in an infinite universe and very unimportant. I mean, no, this would never do that. This is all for entertainment purposes, of course.